Michael Serbinis, the CEO and founder of Kobo Inc. They recently just sold the company to Rakuten for $315 million. He just was the keynote speaker at NBTC. Michael, great to have you here. And how was your NBTC experience?
It's great to be here. It's a great room of people all excited about starting companies.
Absolutely. And so I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your talk, kind of dive in deeper. One of the things you said you did with Kobo very early on was you decided to expand internationally first and then locally, really focus on that later, which is pretty contrarian to the way most companies are built. Why did you do that, and how did you do that exactly?
Yeah, typically you get it right in one market and then you export it. The challenge is, at the time, the market that was hot was the US. Right. And we were dealing with competitors that had hundreds of millions of dollars more than us and more time on us in the market. So we went to where those competitors weren't, and we did so in a way that allowed us to get a footprint in those markets first while the getting was good. And that's really helped us today.
Awesome, well, it turns out to be a great decision for you guys. Yeah, one of the things you touched on was that some of your competitors were pouring basically $1 billion into this market, and early on you only raised $16 million. Yeah. How do you really compete, and how did you compete and come out on top?
Well, look, for most startups, raising $16 million is pretty awesome.
It is.
Right? It's more typical that you get an angel round and then a seed round, and then maybe your A round you'll do like a few million, 5 million if you're lucky. So 16 was pretty huge, but we were dealing with guys that were playing in the hundreds of millions and billions. But that said, with a startup and with the will to make something happen, 16 is a ton of money, and certainly a ton of money to prove that you can get the next amount of money, which is what we did. I mean, we had our investors unanimously give us more money within 3 months. Right. And then literally 6 months later, we went to the market again, and we were able to raise money pretty quickly.
Absolutely, that's amazing. And one of the things in terms of your methodology with running Kobo was you said, you guys move so fast that sometimes you may have to sacrifice perfection, but that's okay. Can you talk a little bit about that whole methodology and how that's kind of really contribute to the impact that you guys have had?
Yeah, you've seen the billboard that speed kills. For Kobo, it's kind of speed kept us alive, and that is definitely contrary to getting something perfect, getting it right, understanding and implementing exactly everything that the customer wanted up front, which frankly a lot of our partners, our retailers, wanted us to do. But I knew if we did that, we wouldn't be able to do all these other things that were key to staying alive long enough, to be a player in the market. So we trusted our gut and we went for it.
Absolutely. And one last final question. Other than e-readers and digital content, what in technology right now really excites you that you're looking forward to in the near future?
It touches our business a little bit, but it's also, I think, a problem that just needs to be attacked, and that's the whole payment system, the whole global payment system, and how effectively it's a cartel right now of a few companies that dictate what the fees are for, frankly, an infrastructure that doesn't cost them anywhere near that much. So I think the whole payment system is going to get broken apart, and there's lots of companies that are attacking pieces of it, like Square, for example, Dorsey's company. So I think that's an exciting area because there's big money, and frankly, it's a big problem for the smallest merchants to even start a business, especially in other parts of the world where you don't have the same sort of access to things to start your business like you do here.
Absolutely. Well, Michael, thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.